Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike and we're out on the pond project. I say we because the dog goes out chasing frogs around the bank. Nearly 700,000 people watched the first pond build video, the one that failed. And a lot of you have been watching the pond repairs and expansion. We had to make it a little bigger, or got to make it a little bigger, because we needed material to beef up the backside of the dam. In the most recent video of this, we added some stumps, some rocks for fish structure, and the pond overflow. And the previous video to this one of the things we did was haul the Caterpillar D4G up here, the little finish dozer. Let me show you a drone clip of what we ended up with last time we worked on it, so you guys are all caught up to speed, and then we'll get to going. So here's a shot from last time we worked on it. You can see Dirt Perfect's John Deere 120 sitting there. We placed some rock structure in there for the fish. There's those piles of topsoil we were showing you right there at the very beginning. Obviously you can see the overflow. We're getting pretty close to wrapped up on this thing. We just have to get all the topsoil spread, the emergency spillway dug out. I want to get a bench cut down one side so we have better access down by the edge of the water. And just a general overall cleaning up and seeding and strawing. Hopefully we can get all that done in today's video. So the goal of the finish dozer, we've got all these random topsoil piles left over from when we started that need to be shoved down the backside. There's a pile up there that needs to be pushed down here and pushed over. And we're gonna try to tame this bank in just a little bit. And I say tame, I mean make it a little bit easier to walk. And at the minimum, we wanna be able to have a road from that side to here. Long story short, we need topsoil for grass to grow, and we wanna try to make it as accessible as possible. That's the goal. People have asked how to use this laser. It's real simple. This is a Topcon, which is a pretty good brand. This one actually belongs to Dirt Perfect. See, what you do is you hit this here button, and it's gonna auto level itself. Whenever it's ready, she'll start spinning around. If it's not level enough for the auto feature, it'll tell you. You can run slope on here, but we're not gonna use that today. So as we're looking at this, the dam runs like this. You can see we need some more material there, just one, straighten it out, and two, from this line back, We're about 6 to 8 inches low on the top of the dam. Now we're going to use that good clay out of that bank for that, but I still need all this topsoil pile down the backside. So here's my plan. We're going to take the 850, because that's a lot of material to move, and we're going to shove all that topsoil down here and over. And once we get the topsoil out of the way, then we'll take the D4, we'll start shaping this outer edge and using this material here. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but it's definitely what we're going to be doing. So let me check fluids on this real quick, and then we'll get it fired up, let it warm up a minute. We'll start getting that pile pushed out of the way. Starting to get that bank shaped in over there real nice. You can see as you look down the dam, we've got that inside corner planed out with the rest of it straightened out, so that looks really good. And then we've got a bunch of material back there to get that one section lifted up. There's some rain sneaking in on us. We're getting real close here. I'm gonna hop on that backside, and those piles I have, at least get them busted out. So if it does rain, it won't hold water anywhere on us. How you guys doing? So it's the following morning. You guys saw we got that back slope done. Let's just walk over and take another look at it. I don't have a lot of seat time on a dozer, and I wouldn't say I'm good. I wouldn't even say I'm okay on a dozer, to be honest with you. Oh, muddy there. But I am just so tickled with how the back slope turned out on this thing. Let's just take another, I'm gonna casual brag real quick. Let's just look at it. I mean, would you just look at it? It's not terrible. It's not perfect by any means, but it's not terrible. I'm pretty happy with it. Definitely happy with the way the top of the dam's looking. I would like to get a bench carved in along here. It's kind of lower down to the water level, where we can kind of walk down closer to the water level on this side. And I need to get a road pushed in as well, so we can side by side all the way around. And then we got some issues with these trees here. And I know, it's already in the comment section. You might as well get rid of those trees. They're gonna be dead in no time. And that's probably true. Anytime you work around trees, you damage the roots, you damage the tree itself. Even if you just get the blade into the side of it, you're damaging that tree, and it's probably gonna die. But my theory on this, it's a lot easier to just wait and see what it does. Maybe it will pull through. Maybe we'll get another 4 or 5 years out of it. It's easier to do that than it is to take the old Subaru down to Rural King and pick up a 30-year-old hickory tree. They don't sell 30-year-old hickory trees. So we'll take our chances. We'll see what happens with it. I'm curious how many of you noticed this situation. Oops. She got a little lean to her now. She sure does. Got into some of the trees on the backside there. It happens. I don't know. I'm not even surprised, to be honest. And yep, I already got one ordered. As soon as it happened, I pulled out the phone, got online, and got him a new one coming. Supposed to be in a few days, so we'll get him straightened out on that. If it were my dozer, I'd probably just cut it off and weld it off and make it a little bit shorter. You know what I mean? But we can't do that to Mike. He takes too good care of us. We're gonna move some dirt. But you can see the pink line right here. You'll be able to walk right down to the water's edge. I don't know, maybe a bench or maybe a dock out into a little bit deeper spot. But you'll be able to walk right down to the water's edge here. So it looks pretty good down through there. We need to carry that last little bit, another 10 or 15 feet, but we're pretty close. The last thing we're gonna do, which is good because we do need a little bit of dirt for that end. So the last thing we have to do as far as digging stuff out and getting to grade, we have the regular overflow here for your normal everyday 99.99% usage. But then right here, we're gonna dig a little bit out for an emergency spillway, which will work great because we need just a little bit more dirt on the other end. Gary's headed back down to his house. He's got to head to town, get a few more bags of seed. He's already got all the straw at his house too, and he's got some of that roll straw too. Last time we used that roll straw on these steep sections. The main purpose for straw is helps keep moisture in the ground, which is good for the seed. Kind of helps keep birds away from eating the seed. It kind of helps with erosion, but not really. But those straw mats that you get, those roll straw, that does help with erosion a little bit. So we'll put those along these steep sections. We've got a bench here. You can walk right down to the water's edge. That's gonna be great. We may put some benches or stuff down there. Maybe a dock off of it one day. We've got our side-by-side trail all the way around. Not only side-by-side, but lawnmower bush hog as well. Having this access path around the top side is gonna really help keeping the woods at bay. Fish habitat looks great. Taking that roller and knocking down a lot of those clay clods looks a lot better. That clay doesn't roll underneath the blade of the finish dozer, or well, any dozer very well. So it rolls up in those balls and stays there, and about the only way to flatten those out is just smash them. Handy thing about a sheep's foot roller, it smashes things. So there you go. We've got our emergency spillway right here. See that though? It's about 16 inches higher than the top of the overflow over there. This cleaned up fairly decent. I'm gonna get some hand tools and clean up around those trees a little bit better. Like we said, they're probably goners, but we'll give them a chance. We'll see what they do over the next few years. A few of them might hang on. Top side of this dam looks amazing. I know it's got some whoop-de-doos and whoop-de-don'ts in it, but again, I'm not a very good dozer operator, so I'm pretty happy with it. We're within about an inch across here with our whoop-de-doos and whoop-de-don'ts, so that's pretty decent. He's got seed on all of this already. And then I took the dozer and kind of cleaned up the woods right there too. Looks real good. The only thing that I'm not happy with at this point is the inner edge along the original part of the dam. I tried kind of cleaning it up with the 120. You guys hear the frogs squeaking? I tried cleaning it up with the 120, but it was so close to the machine I couldn't really get it. I may try to bring the 304 up here sometime and clean it up. I have seen people around about a foot below the water level and a foot above the water level or towards the top of the dam. They'll peel back a little bit and they'll actually place stone there. Not quite riprap, smaller than riprap, maybe like 3-inch rock, something like that. And they'll place stone along that top edge. And it seems to help keep the pond clean. Almost acts like a filter. So we might try doing that in the long run. So I am going to dig out around this overflow. I got carried away with the backfill and just kind of started going crazy with it. Got a little dirt down in here now. Now remember, the way we left this, we can either add a couple around here and make it taller to increase the water level, or you see we've got the room. We can cut it off anywhere we want. We can drop the water level too, so we've got options. But I'm gonna dig all this out just a little bit. I'm gonna get my saccharine and stuff around there for a seep collar. All the dozing we did, all the tractor work we did around this thing. That pipe didn't crush it all. If we would have put that single wall in, it would have never survived my finish work. Let's get the drone in the air. We'll finish the whole thing off. It looks amazing though. So you can see that neighbor Gary got out and actually got all the straw and straw mats spread. He also put something like 400 pounds of grass seed on this thing and 100 pounds of fertilizer, I believe he said. He used to be involved with the sod farm years ago, so when it comes to growing grass, Gary's got it under control. If there's one thing that went well on the first pond project, it was how nice the grass came in. And it's gonna look just as good this time around. This thing is done for the most part. Of course, we might still put a dock in, and if we have time before the water fills up, we'll try to put some posts in. But if we don't, we can always address that later. Some benches, some landscaping, you guys know how it works. We're gonna dress this thing up. But as far as being ready for water, it's there. And we are excited about it. If you're wondering why we didn't use Dirt Perfect straw blower, there is rain in the forecast for the next week, and we didn't want to miss the opportunity. Gary wanted to, and I agree 100%. Just go ahead and get it knocked out and get it ready for this rain so we don't miss out on that. We definitely appreciate your guys' support. We definitely appreciate you guys watching. Speaking of rain, there it is. You can see it coming on the horizon. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.